Medications help control blood pressure, but in most cases, they don't address the underlying causes. By incorporating the steps I'm about to share into your daily life, you can take real control of your hypertension, either by managing it without medications or at the very least, reducing the number of pills you need if you are currently on multiple treatments, okay? Now, we move to the sixth step, and this one is extremely important, okay? Regular exercise is essential. While long distance walking is very helpful, it is not the same as structured exercise. Walking greatly improves insulin resistance, but exercise serves a different purpose. It raises basal metabolic rate and builds metabolic strength, okay? Muscle tissue is one of the primary sites where blood sugar is taken up and where blood pressure regulation improves. So by increasing muscle mass, engaging in resistance training, and elevating your heart rate through cardiovascular exercises, you give your body the tools it needs to lower blood pressure naturally, okay? During the exercise, the body's detoxification systems activate, metabolism speeds up, blood sugar levels up, and blood pressure begins to decrease on its own, okay? In contrast, when the body remains inactive, these mechanisms simply do not function. As regular exercise becomes part of your routine, resting blood pressure gradually declines, okay? But without movement, blood pressure remains stubbornly high. That's why the goal is movement and not inactivity. The one thing people with high blood pressure should not fear is exercise. Movement is medicine. Exercise helps lower blood pressure. So move your body consistently and intentionally. The seventh steps involves nutritional supplementation. Certain supplements, magnesium being one of the most well-known examples, can help to lower blood pressure and support a healthier heart rate, okay? In some cases, additional supplements may also be beneficial. That said, supplementations should be individualized, okay? It is best to make these decisions together with your own doctor because everyone's needs are different, okay? As part of proper blood pressure management, you may be advised to use specific vitamins or minerals based on your health profile, lab results, and overall risk factors. It's also important to recognize that modern diets don't always provide adequate nutrition. So the mineral content of soil has declined and the nutritional quality of fish and animal products is not always consistent. Because of this, some people need support from supplements to meet their body needs. Okay? Used appropriately and under medical guidance, nutrition supplements can play a supportive role in comprehensive approach to blood pressure control. So step number 8 is stress management. This step is especially relevant for individuals who continue working later into their lives, okay? Managing stress is essential, okay? Let no one lie to you. When stress remains uncontrolled, cortisol levels stay elevated. As a result, the body struggles to release excess salt and water, abdominal fats become harder to lose, sleep patterns are disrupted, and the nervous system stays locked in a constant state of tension and anxiety, okay? Well, stress itself must be addressed, okay? Mild stress not harmful and short-term stress is normal part of life, okay? The problem arises with chronic, long-lasting and intense stress. That type of stress must be actively managed. If necessary, seeking support from a mental health professional is the right step, okay? Psychiatric or psychological support is sometimes essential, especially when stress becomes overwhelming. When stress is not controlled, adherence to lifestyle changes declines. People stop exercising, eating well, and maintaining healthy routines. But when stress is properly managed, the results can be remarkably positive. Stress is not just an emotional issue, it is a health condition and it deserves to be treated with the same seriousness as the other medical problems. So step 9, regulate your sleep. The ninth step focuses on sleep quality and duration, okay? Getting enough sleep is absolutely essential. When someone sleeps only for 5 hours and says, "I felt great today, I had so much energy," they are often misleading themselves. Sleeping less than 7 hours is not physiologically healthy, okay? The human body is not designed to function optimally on short sleep. Sleep is not simply rest, okay? During sleep, brain activity actually increases compared to when you are awake. This is when brain performs critical maintenance like clearing out unnecessary proteins and restoring proper neurological balances, okay? For this process to happen effectively, sleep duration needs to exceed 7 hours. When sleep drops below 5 hours, you may feel awake for longer periods during the day, but that does not mean that you are burning more calories or functioning better. In reality, sleep deprivation pushes the body into a defensive state, stress hormones rises, anxiety mechanisms activate, and your ability to cope with everyday stress decreases rapidly. Blood pressure then spikes in response to even minor triggers. Chronic lack of sleep is one of the most common contributors to long-term hypertension, okay? We are not becoming unhealthy because we eat too much alone. We are becoming unhealthy because we are not sleeping enough, okay? Well, when you sacrifice sleep, you are sacrificing your health. Without consistently getting more than 7 hours of sleep, blood pressure control remains incomplete and you'll struggle. That is why adequate sleep is non-negotiable for effective hypertension management. When preparing your meals, I want you to pay close attention to this next point, okay? Because it is extremely important. The 10th and final step is salt moderation, okay? Salt does not play a role in hypertension, but the reason I have placed it last is because salt itself is not the primary problem. The kidneys are naturally capable of removing excess sodium from the body. The issue arises when insulin resistance interferes with this process, causing salt and water to accumulate in your system, okay? That said, we must be honest, as a population, we consume far too much salt. Average daily intake often exceeds 20 grams, while most guidelines recommend keeping salt consumption below 6 grams per day, okay? Excess salt increases blood pressure because rising sodium levels disrupt mineral balance at the cellular level. Sodium begins to displace calcium within the cells and calcium builds up leads to arterial stiffness, okay? Arterial stiffness raises blood pressure. Calcium is essential. It allows muscles and blood vessels to contract, but too much calcium accumulating in vessel walls is harmful, okay? That is why salt intake needs to be limited. This does not mean that salt must be eliminated completely, okay? There is no physiological reason for someone with high blood pressure to remove salt entirely from their diet. The goal is moderation, not elimination. Total daily salt intake should stay under 6 grams. Remember that many foods already contain sodium naturally. Vegetables, fruits, dairy products, and other whole foods contribute to daily intake. There is no need to add excessive amounts on top of that, okay? Well, it is also important to understand that salt is habit forming. The more salt you consume, the more your taste buds crave it. But the opposite is also true. Reduce your salt intake for about 3 weeks, then return to your previous amount. You'll find it tastes overwhelmingly salty. Salt preferences is learned and habits can be changed. Break the habit, reduce salt intake, restore balance, and support healthier blood pressure naturally. In closing, if you carefully apply these 10 steps, you'll begin to see your blood pressure come down naturally. How can I say this with confidence? Because each of these steps is supported by solid scientific research. What I've shared with you is proven evidence-based framework for reducing blood pressure without relying solely on medications, okay? These are not opinions, they are methods that have been validated in medical literature, okay? Take these principles and apply them to your daily life. Learn them, practice them, and use them consistently to overcome hypertension. Don't tell yourself, I'm already on medication, so this doesn't apply to me. Medication often only suppresses blood pressure and keeps it within a range, but when you follow these 10 steps, you address the underlying drivers and give your body the chance to truly heal. High blood pressure is not a destiny. It is not something you are powerless against. It is a condition that can be managed and often reversed through informed choices, okay? Choose to take control of your blood pressure instead of simply accepting it, okay? My name is Nicholas. I am a pharmacy practitioner, and this is the Blood Pressure Pharmacist channel, okay? My mission is to share clear, practical information that supports a healthier life. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment, okay? Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.